And speaking of civil rights, some students from Washington, D.C. visited Meridian today to learn more about the historic time in America and Mississippi history. Twin States reporter Cameron Brewer tells us more.
Historic Union Missionary Baptist Church had a service today, and it was not a Sunday school lesson. Students traveled from Washington, D.C. to learn about the civil rights movement, as well as history traced here in Meridian when schools started to integrate.
Today I learned about Roscoe Jones and Bill Reddy's involvement in the civil rights movement here in Meridian, and it was a really interesting experience because we hear about history, we read about history all the time, but to hear firsthand experiences from people, to really be in history, to be in this church where so much history happened, it's really an incredible experience, and it's really impactful, especially for me and all the other students, all my other peers who want to influence change in the future.
Ricky Horn says information shared today will always be remembered, and she's grateful for the way society is now.
Today we've heard even more. We've heard Sadie Clark and we hear Miss Rose right now sharing their stories of what it was like to be here in Meridian, living every day, and what it was like to integrate high schools and to be bullied and to be frightened. And I think that lesson of understanding where we come from is so important so that we can continue on today and not only appreciate where we are and the fact that our students can sit side by side together, but also that they continue to fight for rights of everyone.
Gary Johnson believes it's important for youth to be educated on the civil rights movement and understand why things are the way they are now.
Young people sometimes have a tendency to take things for granted, and they need to know that some of the privileges and the rights that they have were just not arbitrarily accessible to them, that there was a great price paid for them to have access to some of the things they have access to.
I'm Cameron Brewer reporting for Twin States News.
And most students there today were a part of the Operation Understanding D.C. group, which promotes building African American and Jewish leaders that fight against discrimination, anti-Semitism, and racism.